To read or not to read? That is the question for this one. You've got urban legends, so let's have a look through and see what I would read. The first thing I would read is Urban Legends by Nick Harding. And then the next thing I would read, I would not read any of this stuff. I wouldn't read any of the dedication. You can if you like, but I don't. I would not read the acknowledgements. And the reason I'm saying all this is because people don't want to hear it. They don't actually want to listen to you reading lists of stuff unless it's directly relevant. I would not read the contents because the contents, as far as they're necessary, will appear on the digital download that they receive, so they don't need them. So the next thing I would read would be the preface. So far all we've had is Urban Legends by Nick Harding. Preface. Urban myth or legend. Noun. A story, especially one with a shocking or amusing ending, related as having actually happened, usually to someone vaguely connected with the teller. Collins English Dictionary. And that's quite good actually, because I made the mistake on Collins English, but I don't go back and record the whole thing. I don't press stop on my recorder. I keep going. I leave a nice empty pause there so I can edit it cleanly, and you'll see what that is significant for later on. But anyway, so I'd read all of that. I'd read all of this, and there was a chapter heading there, so I would read introduction, and that would be a separate chapter. I wouldn't say chapter introduction, I'd just say introduction, and then start reading, as you will hear if you listen to Urban Legends. And then we have, right, yes, so I would say Part 1, Behind the Legends. Themes. Urban legends are grouped by folklorists into themes for easy identification, and within each theme subtypes occur, and so on and so forth. So you've got all of that going on there, and origins, obviously I'd read that. And let's have a look down. Right, so when it comes to stuff like this, tricky things, you've got to use your common sense. So with this one, I can't remember exactly what I did, but I suspect what I did was I read it out pretty much as it is. The sex of the speaker is indicated by M or F, male or female. T plus indicates time after liftoff. So I would probably read it as T plus 1 minute 15 seconds, male. What happened? What happened? Oh God, no, no! T plus 1 minute 17 seconds, female. Oh dear God. And so on, and read it through as a kind of a performance, because that's what this is. It's a script, so deliver it as such. So what you're trying to do is recreate the reading experience in the reader's own internal voice, but without overdoing it. And that's very important. Don't overperform it by over-reading things. So you want to be chatty and friendly over a cup of coffee, is the phrase I always use. So what else do we read? We're still reading all of this. Let's skip to the end, because there are various glossaries and bits and bobs at the end. I do not read indexes, and I do not read acknowledgements, as I've mentioned. Right, here we have glossaries, and I think this is pretty important. I think this does need to be read. So what I would do is I would have the closing music here at the end of the body of text. So I would have the music coming up under the word understanding, probably. So you would have understanding the meanings behind urban legends helps us to understand the psyche of a nation, and through them we glimpse the prejudices and fears that exist within it. And then the music would come up for the long sustained bit of music that you have at the end of a book, and then it would fade away. And after that chapter I would have, with no music at all at any stage, I'd have glossary of terms used in the study of urban legends. Adaptability. How adaptable is an urban legend? And so I'd read all of those, and we'll get down to still reading all of these, and then we get right. Well, these are both appendices, I would say. So the first appendix is glossary of terms. The second appendix would be some further reading and references. Now this is where I get selective, because if there are gazillions of these blooming things, then I don't read them, or I'll select a few key ones. But it just depends how many they've included. Now he's included endless books. I'm not going to read all of those. I might read a selection of them out. So for example, what I would do is say some further reading and references. Websites. and then I'd read these out, not least because he refers to this one a lot through the book, so you've got to be using your common sense. If these things are referred to during the book, then yeah, you do need to go through them. So www.snopes, that's snopes.com, www.urbanlegends.com, and so on. Books, and then I'd pick out a few books, because I'm not going to read several pages of books. People don't want to hear it, but they will want a few just to get them going. So you're serving the purpose of what people really want, which is don't bore them, but do give them what they need. And there's only 3 magazines, so I would read these, not least because, again, he does make lots of reference to these through the book, so you've got to use your common sense. And again, there'll be no music on that section. And I would definitely not read all this self-marketing stuff, because people don't want to hear it. And that's what I read and what I don't read. So there you go.